rolling up Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body.
All right.
Are we clean?
Fuck you. And just like that, we're demonetized in the first 2 seconds of the episode.
Yes, that was super awkward.
Yes. So, guys, welcome to episode 10 of the Now You Made It Awkward podcast. I cannot believe we made it to 10. Who let us go on this long?
Double digits.
But I will say, we're not going to top last week like ever. So it is what it is.
Well, I feel like that's incorrect.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. Last week was really good with Joe KW coming in to not necessarily take over, or not take over for Mike, but cover for Mike. Joe was going to be a guest regardless. Mike is back this week, not dead, surprisingly. You know, who knows with Canadian healthcare, if he was going to make it or not.
It's amazing.
Yeah. All right. So
it's free.
It's free.
That's right.
Free. It's
Never
free.
argue with free.
Air quotes.
Yeah, air quotes and free. The only thing you have to give up to get free healthcare is your freedom. All right. So, anyways, now that we've insulted every other Canadian, I am Shoky.
Come on. Damn it, that's Australian. I always get that wrong.
Yeah, that's way off. Mike does better Australian than you anyways. So you can follow me at all these Shoky related things in the comments down below. We do have Ricky.
What's going on, yo?
Who does all the promos for Nerd Rage Radio. And then once again, thanking Joe from Nerd Rage to come and hang out with us last week. It was a lot of fun and a hell of a thing to have to edit, but it was still really good.
It was very good, man. It was a deep dive. It was a good, strong conversation, man. Joe, we really appreciate you, man.
Yes. And then, of course,
it sounded good.
It did sound really good because everybody but Ricky had a good mic too. And then, of course, like I said, Mike is back.
Oh, hoy hoy!
Shut up, Dave. If you don't watch Louder with Crowder, you won't understand ahoy hoy. Anyways,
I don't get it, but as a Canadian doing a pirate thing,
if you don't even watch The Simpsons, you won't even understand ahoy hoy.
And by the way, for those who don't know, ahoy hoy is actually the original greeting for answering the phone before hello actually became a thing.
That's right.
Hello was not actually a greeting before.
I am up on my history and going back to my roots.
And when you were on the telephone in the 1800s?
Not even, because there was no phones.
Considering how Alexander Bell was in Canada experimenting with the phone across transatlantic.
Also, I just realized
Bell didn't invent the telephone.
I'm turning down the overall volume for you guys just a little bit because we're peaking already. But either way, you can follow Mike at all the Comic Relief Crusader-y things that are posted also in the description down below.
Yes, you can.
I did also add Mike's Facebook group there, so you can join that. And I did manage to sell some merch the other day, both Shoky and Naomi merch. So
nice.
I'm slinging merch on my third channel because nobody gives a fuck on the Shoky channel. So the It Doesn't Have to Make Sense crew is over here fucking buying merch to come support us. So that's fun.
Y'all heard it here. Shoky's slinging it on the side.
That's right, because we need our cut as well, Ricky and I.
Yeah, because our contract stipulates that we get 0 times the initial start out rate, which was $0, which when I do my Florida math means he owes us like $5,000.
Actually, It wasn't $0 because I have to pay for Podbean.
Oh, plus on top of that, as the Canadian dollar is less than American, it makes it look like I get more.
Oh, so, I didn't even realize we actually have comments from last week. So let's go over. Never mind. That's Mike. We're not gonna bother reading Mike's comment on the thing.
Nobody cares about Mike's opinions on things.
Yes, no, but exactly. on episode 9,
Canadian.
Yes. So we did actually have a comment from Will. You know, always shout out to Will for coming along and commenting on our videos.
Appreciate you, Will.
So on episode 9, the cetacean invasion. Which I don't know if anybody
trying to sound all smart. That means dolphins, y'all.
It does mean dolphins. But did you notice the sneaky way I snuck Asian in there?
It's like the British invasion, but just different.
No, because dolphins are better than British people.
More blowholes.
They have more of an intelligence.
Also, shout out to our UK.
Are actually not as crooked as the British.
Yeah. Shout out to our UK fans. We do have quite a few. Either way, what Will commented from last week. A lot of heavy talk this week. Thanks to all of you for being willing to put yourselves out there like that. I haven't suffered trauma to the degree you guys have, but I still carry a lot of baggage for the shit I have done and said in my life. Maybe I'm not broken, but I'm definitely more than a little dented. I like that spectrum of damaged people we came up with. As for where all if meet the anime side of the convo, I don't know where the typo went there. IBO is overall the third Gundam series, Wing first, 00 second. I watched in the first after my mother's passing. As stellar as it is, I haven't been able to sit through it a second time because much of it put me through the emotional ringer the first time, but the ending has stuck with me. Wow. The feeling that it left me with was that through all of the emotional wars we can put ourselves through, there can still be something good on the other side. So, you know, there's, because we were talking about really deep messages in anime, and, you know, we got Ricky to spoilers for our weeks coming up here. We did get Ricky to actually start watching Gundam IBO. So that means you finished Gurren Lagann.
Oh yeah, I've been finished with Gurren Lagann.
Okay, because last week, oh that's right, you said the other day because you were trying to settle with the ending.
2 episodes left or something, yeah. But last week when we recorded, I saw like 2 episodes.
That's right. I forgot that you did say that you were still wrestling with the ending of it. And actually, with that, we'll just go ahead and start our weeks. And since we already talked about yours to a degree, you can go ahead and go first, Ricky, since we have 2 weeks to catch up on.
So I don't know how I'm gonna catch up on 2 weeks, but I watched some TV shows, I watched some movies. I watched this show called The Offer on Paramount Plus, I believe. It's like the dramatized version of the making of The Godfather.
Yep.
I thought it was just going to be a movie, but it's turning into a series. They just dumped the first 3 episodes out, and then it's going to be a week-by-week episode release. And I think it's got 10 total or 9 total. It's really good. It's got y'all's favorite, Reed Richards from that really good 2016 Fantastic Four. Something Teller. Miles Teller. Miles Teller. Yeah, he plays. He plays the one of the main characters. Like he plays the characterization of the guy who wrote the book that the show's based on. Like it's all supposed to be based on a true story.
Yeah,
cool. And it's pretty good. It's pretty interesting. They got some big name people in there. Giovanni Ribisi shows up playing Joe Colombo, which when I say it out loud, you would think that doesn't work, but he freaking nails it because Giovanni Ribisi is a freaking chameleon when he plays stuff.
Yeah, he is.
And he does a great job as Joe Colombo. There's quite a few big names in there. I was surprised by the people that I saw in there. Yeah. The one that was bothered me, and I think I mentioned it to Shoki when we were talking, the guy who played Francis Ford Coppola, I couldn't remember where I saw him at before. Mm-hmm. He's the guy from that stupid Harry Potter movie that I just saw, which I'll segue into that as for today.
Yep.
My kids and I took the wife out. She wanted to go to well, she didn't want to go. The boys wanted to surprise her with tickets because she loves Harry Potter. So we took her to see the new Fantastic Beast movie today. Mm-hmm. As a gift from them, and it's the heavyset guy. He's good in that movie. Like and he's good as Francis Ford Coppola. I just couldn't remember where I knew.
Talking about Dan Fogler, yeah,
yeah, the one who's married to the witch or is in love with the witch or whatever in the Harry Potter movies.
It's funny that he looks so different in the Fantastic Beast movies.
Yep, and then look up a picture of him as Francis Ford Coppola. You wouldn't have thought it was the same person. It's crazy, but he does a great job in the show as Francis Ford Coppola. I finished Moon Knight,
which we'll be talking about after all this. Yep,
we'll play into that in a little while later. Spoiler alert: I really liked it. Mike really didn't.
Way to jump into it.
I got my Wave 2 Thundercats in.
Yes. I'm trying to find an image of him as. Well, who is he? Who is he playing?
Francis Ford Coppola.
Oh shit! There's a picture of him. Of the movie. Yeah. Oh wow!
It's just crazy to see how different he looks.
They kind of nailed it a little bit too. There's side by side. Yeah,
it's really good.
Yeah,
and the acting in is top shelf. It's cool to see that they did it as set in a period piece, of course, because it's in the 70s and stuff. And you get to see a lot of behind the scenes stuff on the Paramount lots and all that stuff. It's good. Yeah. I really liked it.
Yeah.
So far, it's nowhere near done, but so far I've liked it.
Yeah.
They left it on a huge cliffhanger from the 3rd episode where Crazy Joe Gallo, I believe, pops back up right before the credits roll. So it's really about to start getting nuts. I'm real big into mob stuff, so and I already knew that there was like a little bit of history with the Godfather and the Mafia.
Yeah.
At one point, the commission was actually trying to stop the making of the movie. Like they were really trying to not get the movie made because they didn't want anybody to be talking about the Mafia. And they end up, that's in one of the episodes that they did already air. That the way they agreed on it is they took the word mafia out of the whole entire movie, which at the time there was only mentioned one time in the entire movie, but they just told the mob people that they would just take it out. They didn't know how many times it was mentioned in there. So they took mafia out of the movie, and they ended up hiring in like Teamsters, mob Teamsters, to come work on the set and stuff like that. That's like true life story stuff that happened.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool to see all that tying together.
What's funny is last week before we were trying to record our weeks before Joe came along last week, and we actually went pretty far into depth on this show, or at least you did last week. So it was like, but now we have to compress everything a little bit. So either way, you recommend watching the show. But even
still, here we are a week later, and I'm still enjoyed the show, and they haven't even put out the new episode yet. Like I haven't watched it since last week when we talked about it, and it's still stuck in my head. Like it's good.
But you recommend it for sure. And it's on Paramount.
Anybody who likes mob stuff, anybody who likes stuff like kind of like the how things were made type movies, like when it's the true story behind the creation of such and such. If you like stuff like that,
it's like a docu-series almost.
Yeah,
a docu-movie.
But it's not. Yeah, it's a docu-movie, like a docudrama.
There you go.
But it doesn't have like and it's really good. It's on Paramount Plus. It's really good. Watch the new Halo. Still trash.
Is it almost over yet?
I think
it's been over since episode 2, but it's still going for this.
Has it completed yet?
No,
it's clearly been over since we started reviewing it, but
it's heading towards its giant pus head. I don't know when it's going to explode yet, though. What else did I do? I watched the movie Snake Eyes Origins. And ironically, I didn't get to talk about it last week because I watched it last week. I literally, the day we went to record, I just watched it that morning. I was folding laundry. I was like, screw it, and put it on and watched it. I think it's either on Paramount Plus or HBO Max, one of the two.
I think
I was watching while I was folding laundry. And
no, it's on Prime. It's on Prime.
Yeah.
No, I didn't watch it on Prime.
Oh, maybe it's on multiple.
It was either on Paramount Plus or HBO Max.
Yeah, because Joe just talked about it on Nerd Rage.
I know.
He watched it as well. That's why it's funny.
I actually watched it. Yeah, I watched it last week, and he ended up beating me to the punch about talking about it. But
I haven't seen any of those. This isn't those. You don't have to see those. This is a complete restart. I've only seen Rise of Cobra. I never saw the second one, and I've not been interested in anything else. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Just nailed my mic there.
This one would have been, if they had made it not G.I. Joe, like if it was just some ninja action movie, it would have been a pretty cool movie.
It's like if Halo was just
shoehorn. Nothing compares to Halo. But
I'm saying if they took Halo off the name and just made it basic sci-fi, nobody would care, probably like it. But because they called it Halo,
it's an interesting story that they're hiding in this thing that they're calling Halo. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yes, it's like that.
Yeah,
and the action was good. The story is kind of very reminiscent of. You guys might have. I'm probably remembering the name of the show wrong, but you guys might remember it from the 90s. I don't remember if it was like a mini series or it was like multiple part movies they used to put out on TV called was it The Good Son or the man, what the hell was it with the Chinese brothers where one becomes like a bad guy and then the other one, I want to say it was Chow Yun Fat was the other one.
That's that's called Double Dragon.
No, it wasn't, because that had the guy from Party of Nine in it.
No, the Double Dragon cartoon. The Double Dragon
know
cartoon.
What you're talking about. I'm just trying to remember what it was called.
Shadow Son, The Good Son.
It's not The Good Son. That's like Macaulay Culkin.
No, I'm not thinking of the movie. There was a show too, and I want to say it was on Fox.
It's not Prodigal Son.
It was multiple, there was like 3 parts to it, and each one had like 2 parts. Like they'd show it on Friday nights, they'd show one part of it, and then the next week they'd show the other part, and then there was like 3 parts of them. I don't remember, but if anybody remembers the name of it, comment it, email it to us, do something, because I know somebody knows that show. But I remember watching that show and loving it.
Was it
and
from
this
the 90s?
Movie kind of gives me,
or 2000s?
No, it was the 90s.
Okay.
It was definitely the 90s because I was still living at my mom's. Like I was still a teenager. It was very good. It was this reminds me of that. Like the interactions between Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes kind of reminds me of that. Good brother gone bad and the other brother trying to save him from it type thing. Like it has that kind of feel to it. The action's really cool. The MacGuffin was super stupid. As if you listen to Nerd Rage, you heard Joe talk about it, and I feel the same exact way. Like you feel like when they're talking about it coming, like they're talking some deep metaphysical like thing, because they talk about the rock of the sun, and you're thinking they're talking about some kind of internalization of making yourself better or finding the strength from within. No, they mean a literal fucking rock from the sun that dude picks up and starts pointing at people and they explode into particles. It's fucking crazy.
God.
So they went like full tilt the other direction, like all of a sudden out of nowhere.
Well, I've definitely not found it.
The one Vanishing Sun, maybe.
Let me try.
I feel like that might be it. Vanishing Sun. And spelled S-O-N, not Vanishing Sun as in the outer space.
Let me look. Yeah, that looks like it.
That's probably it. But it had like those kind of vibes, like the brother trying to save the other brother from going down the wrong path.
Definitely never seen this, but it very much has that Double Dragon vibe.
Yeah, no, it's not. Quit trying to shoehorn that in. Double Dragon was a white kid and a Chinese kid. They're not the same.
No, the cartoon.
The Vanishing Sun was definitely two Chinese people. They're actual brothers.
I know. I'm talking about the cartoon Double Dragon, where there were two brothers. They were twin brothers, separated. Both went into martial arts, but one got taken by Shadow Master and was raised to be evil. And
you're taken by Shadow Master.
Did you not watch that cartoon?
Yes, I remember the cartoon.
But I'm saying comparatively, yes, it's not like that. But no, I'm looking at it. No, I definitely never saw this, but I know that chick who was in it for sure.
No, is it Chow Yun Fat was the main guy?
No.
The guy who plays the main guy is very familiar.
Hold on, it's got Russell Wong, Hein S. Nyor, Vivian
Russell
Wu.
Wong is the guy.
Okay, Rebecca Gayheart, yeah, that's her. Marcus Chong, Chimulo. Well, I guess it's hard name to say.
That just popped back in my head. Vanishing Sun. I knew it was something similar.
I've definitely. But anyways, but go ahead.
The chick who played Baroness wasn't very hot. Her hairstyle was stupid. Her outfits were kind of dumb. She had no accent that I can remember. She just kind of sucked. She shouldn't have been there. Scarlet was okay, but again, didn't need to be there. Like, if it just wasn't a G.I. Joe movie, I think I would have enjoyed this a lot. The choreography was cool. So anyways, that's that movie.
Also, he talked.
What else? I finished Gurren Lagann. We mentioned that earlier. I started Iron Blood Orphans. We mentioned that earlier.
So you said you're about 5 episodes in.
I believe I'm like 4 or 5 episodes. I'm trying to remember. The last thing was, for those who watch Iron, who have seen it enough to memorize it.
That would be me.
The in the cornfield, when they're out there in the cornfield and the 2 little girls almost get run over.
Right.
That's the last part I saw. When the 2 government agents were coming over there or whatever.
Yep.
That's the part. That was the last episode I saw. So it was like 4 or 5.
I know where you're at.
Okay.
Yep. Like very beginning.
Okay, so I see the chick who played Baroness. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, it's garbage. It's complete trash. Yeah, Scarlet was okay. She wasn't horrible, but again, unnecessary.
She's familiar. Where does she go?
And the entire movie, I can tell you, was funded by Hyundai and Hyundai's electric cars, because everything in there was electric. It was all Hyundai logos. They used to do slow, long deadpans off of the Hyundai logos. Like, you would hear the characters talking as they're getting out of the car for like 5 fucking minutes before the camera got back wide enough to even see them, because it was just zoomed in on the logo so hard. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So that was that. I'm trying to think of what else. Played some more Cuphead with my kid. Like, that game is fucking ridiculous. That game gives me rage, like horribly bad rage.
Oh yeah.
But it's a fun game, but man, it gives me so much anger.
Okay, Samara Weaving. Oh, her.
What else? I got a couple of things coming in the mail. I've got Magic Squares Minosaur coming, and then I finally was able to score the Studio Cell Unicron. I got that coming.
Which one? Since there's 3
the Studio
versions.
Cell one.
No, I'm saying there's 3 versions of it. Which one?
The original. Yeah,
Okay.
Not the Pumpkin Eater one and not the other one. The original one.
I'm not a fan of that new colored version that's coming. I do not. I guess it's supposed to be like movie
the one
color.
That's supposed to look like it's supposed to look like the Armada one or whatever.
Is that what it is?
It's like darker. Is it the darker blues and like?
No, Pumpkin is the Armada one. The new one is like the weird lighter lighter orange and lighter gray. It's like supposed to be
like it's trying to be the animated.
It's trying to be the animated version. Like, or from the movie. It's supposed to be that it just looks...
From the 86 movie?
Yeah, it just looks fucking weird. It actually looks worse than the normal version. Pumpkin is okay, but I want another one to put in bot mode. But, you know, it's not exactly a cheap figure.
Well, I'm working towards, I've decided to do a big change up in my collection. I am hundreds of bots into a masterpiece collection. I've decided I'm going to dump it all and move over to Legends.
No, you're not. You are not.
Yeah, I am, but only for display space reasons. Like my masterpiece, like if you walk into my office in my collection room, you would think I only like Transformers because that's like 3/4 of the room. That's all you see. Everything else is either in boxes still. Some of it's packed in the garage. Some of it's just stacked on the floor because I got nowhere to put it at.
Yeah.
And so I want to downsize. I'm keeping all my combiners. I'm keeping all my fans toys stuff. I'm just getting rid of like all the other bots and downsizing to legend scale so I can get more on a shelf. Like, you know, I can have a little more room open to put some other stuff on too.
That's fair.
It's fair.
If I had the
it's not
room
easy
to expand,
though. I will say, as a person who does it, it's not. While the space saving is great, making a display that works with it is slightly challenging.
Well, that's why I plan on keeping. I'm totally going to rip off the Robert D. I'm going to have the combiners with legends around the base of them and stuff like that.
Exact same thing I'm doing, but I have mine in an actual like action scene versus just having them standing on a shelf.
I'm gonna do that.
Harder.
I don't do nuts to butts. That's not my favorite thing. So I'm gonna have flight stands and risers and all that kind of stuff. And eventually I'll get around to trying to work on some kind of dios or something.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
I just want to be able to get the rest of my stuff out. Like I don't hate my Transformers, but I hate the fact that the rest of it's put away. Like I'm a huge Batman nerd, and you wouldn't tell walking in my room because there's Batman posters and stuff on the wall. And I have that whole one glass case that I got from IKEA, not a Detolf, but something else.
Yeah. That's
full of like the Mezco Batmans and some of my animated stuff. But my animated stuff's literally nuts to butts because I have nowhere else to put it. So one shelf is all the villains and one shelf's all the good guys. And I have nowhere else. I want to spread them out so they look nice.
I just realized my Green Ranger is no longer on the shelf. I was looking up. I was like, why is there a gap there? He must have fallen.
Did you take a dive?
No. He's still over on the display. He's still over on the review set. That's right. I was
pulled the Toy Story and walked away.
No, they have been falling. They've been falling over a lot.
In the cupboard. He's out in the kitchen now for some reason.
You can't say that anymore.
But you can.
I was gonna say
wait for that Randy Newman music to start.
There you go. But I did want to ask you though, Ricky. You don't still have the whole bowling alley set up anymore, do you? Have you cleaned any of that up?
What do you mean bowling alley?
Where you had all your figures standing kind of clustered in the corner of that room?
Oh no! I've like broken that up because a lot of that was my Transformers. I got that new. My wife for my birthday got me that new shelf thing.
Okay, no,
which isn't great for the masterpiece because and when we looked it up online, it told you that there was like these 14-inch gaps between shelves, but in reality they're like 12-inch gaps
because they weren't accounting for the thickness.
Like some of the masterpiece bots are literally their heads are touching the shelf above them, so you can't really see them without looking like down, so you can see them.
Yeah.
And it looks dumb. That's what I'm saying. I want to downsize the legends because again, their engineering and stuff has got better, so I'll be able to. My brain will appreciate the engineering aspect of it. It'll represent the characters that I like, but it'll give me room to put out other stuff that I want to also.
Yep.
So
it's a good idea.
I'm gonna start getting in there, taking pictures, start transforming shit and packing it up, getting all its accessories back together, and then I'm going to be making a huge sales post, and I'm just going to use that money to transfer over to Legends stuff.
Get out the mattress.
Yeah, no.
Get out the Fans Toys mattress.
I got rid of Legends years ago.
You got to pull out the Fans Toys mattress.
Fans Toys does not go on a mattress, sir.
No. You got to pull out. You got to pull out the full on Tempur-Pedic for the Fans Toys.
Oh, okay.
The overly expensive.
Bed.
You got to have the adjustable bed. It's got to have all the bells and whistles and shit like that, and be really nice, satin sheets, and then it's. That's how you sell Fans Toys.
For right now, I'm keeping my Fans Toys stuff.
Yeah.
It's just everything else is kind of going to go.
God,
and ironically enough, and it's not because of who they are. It's just when I first started in, it was mostly Takara. So most of my stuff that I'm going to run is going to be like the Takara Tomy stuff because I have all the different variants of like the Lambos and the Datsuns and shit, like I've said before. Yeah. So I mean, I just multiples of everything. I got to downsize. I want to be able to display my stuff nicer, and I want to be able to display all my stuff.
You know, one thing, and I'm sure they'll do this because I'm still looking at the Studio One sell. The animation color one is what's next. It basically just looks like a muted version of the one we already have.
Yeah. It's like cell shaded too, isn't it? Like
no.
they have cell shading on it?
Nope. But that's what I was about to say. That would actually be really fucking cool because the red translucent bits, like in the knees and the belly, like they don't really stand out. Like it doesn't light up in those parts. So it actually would be beneficial if those things were just painted instead of translucent, you know. And even the eyes look kind of dead if you don't have decent lighting, especially on these later versions.
No, cell shading's not my thing.
I've seen it done really, really fucking well.
Not because it looks bad. I'm not saying because it looks bad. Not at all. Most of the stuff that is cell shaded looks nice. Like I've seen somebody do the Zeta Superion, and that thing was top. It looked beautiful. It looked like it walked off the screen. My biggest problem with cell shading is most people don't understand what cell shading is representing, but it's representing shadows and light. Exactly. And if you put cell shading on a figure, you're creating motion with that figure. That means if the cell shade line is on, let's just say their right arm, you can't have it standing on a shelf with that arm facing shadow because that arm would actually have to be facing a light source. So it's forcing you to pose your figures in a very specific way because if you don't, it doesn't make fucking sense. Yeah. And I know some people can look past that, but I'm OCD and I can't get past that. So I'm not going to do it.
Cell shading is for a very specific display.
That's one of the reasons I pass on the Mondo animated series ones is because they cell shade them. As gorgeous as they are, they're the 1/6 scale, and I love me some BTAS, but it's the cell shading forces me to stand it a certain way, and I might not be able to. It might not fit that way in my display. I might need to stand it the opposite direction, and I don't like that. It just bothers me. I know people work around it and it doesn't phase them, but I'm not them. So
that's why I didn't like the cell shaded or the partially cell shaded, at least Siege redecos of Optimus and Megatron. It's just like, sometimes
same thing.
You got to get in the right position, or it just looks stupid. It just looks like, especially on the glass, like when or what I love is people who buy like the cell shaded sticker sets.
He's gonna say this, and I'm gonna tell you, I already have the window stickers on my animated series.
Exactly.
I mean, on my Transformers, but that works okay because those cell shaded lines are representing the sun shining down on glass, which doesn't necessarily go in a straight line.
But see, the funny thing is like when you get that, like I guess depending on where you get it from, like sometimes it can look really good. I do have one on my fucking DX9 Prime, the original one, right? But like, I almost would rather have like what Shaun does when he paints those things, where it actually looks like a proper fade job instead of cell shading.
Oh yeah.
So it actually it looks it looks cartoony without looking overly fake, but still can play into the more realistic aspect of the rest of the figure.
And so, just because Shaun does listen back to the episodes and stuff, I'm going to go ahead and say it now. I will be coming at you soon with a Soundwave that needs a paint job. Well, it doesn't need, but I want you to do a paint job to it.
He's not.
I'm more important than everybody else.
No, I'm telling you, he's got two.
Me and you are best friends. Fuck Shoky.
No, he's got two. He's got two Transformers.
Just ignore Shoky. Just ignore Shoky. Don't listen to him talk right now, Shaun. Listen to the sound of my voice, Shaun. Fuck Shoky. He's talking gibberish.
I'm not talking. You want me to send you a screenshot of our conversation where he's quitting painting Transformers?
Mommy, Daddy, stop fighting.
Quit pissing in my oatmeal here. Quit pissing in my oatmeal. So
I'm just telling you, he's not going to take it.
I'm going to need you to paint that Soundwave because we're best friends. Ignore Shoky. Don't talk to him. Don't. In fact, because you like to give Shoky a hard time, like I like to give Shoky a hard time, it'd be funnier if you did paint my Soundwave so that I can then tell Shoky he was fucking wrong on this thing.
Like, it's hard to argue with that logic.
No, because he's still not going to fucking take it.
Happen.
He hates painting Transformers. If you got a model kit, for him, he'll paint it. Get him a Flame Toys model kit. He'll paint it for you.
Ignore Shoky. So, anyways, that's gonna happen, and then I'm downgrading that, fixing all my stuff up.
Yeah, we got that. Move
on. Shaun's gonna paint one of my Soundwaves just to prove you wrong.
He's actually not, but that's okay.
What else do I have?
There's talented painters in Florida.
We'll call that good for me because if I think of something later, I'll bring it up. But as of right now, I'm good because I know we got a lot of stuff to go through.
Yeah,
we'll call that good for me.
Yep.
And he's totally gonna paint it for me. So your turn, Mike.
He's got to do Mike's. He's got to do Mike's thing though. He's got to paint that conversion set for Mike first.
Oh, that's right, because I talked to him about that about maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, so Mike's ahead of you.
Until I get my Soundwave box.
That's right.
But that has nothing to do with Sean painting anything for Mike.
Shoki, I don't know what I did to you in a past life, but you need to let it go, man.
So
let it go.
I think what's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is that Mike will eventually get you your box, but you still won't have a custom painted Soundwave.
Okay, cool story, bro.
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so we got about 2 weeks to catch up on. Okay. Well, to summarize, watched a few TV shows, finally managed to finish up P Hard. God, I hate that show. It's so ridiculous.
Why did you watch it? Why?
So I had something to bitch about.
See that? No, just
let's just call it self-torture. So,
because I wanted to go
down that rabbit hole to see how bad it was actually going to get.
But you saw how bad it was going to get at episode 3.
And the new freaking Doctor Strange movie. You didn't need anything else to bitch about. You got it covered.
No. I have a lot to bitch about. So
he definitely bitched about a lot. I've seen it.
So Halo, yeah, it's and I gotta agree with Ricky on this. I mean, the last episode that came out, what was it, a couple of days ago? It's like, oh god,
Sean loves it apparently.
I don't know. It's just,
according to him, he said it's the best thing he's ever seen.
No, not really. And then I had to put up with about maybe, I don't know, 8 episodes of a Discovery Plus quote unquote documentary about killer Bigfoot. Oh my god, this isn't even deserved. It's basically a fake documentary.
I think I've heard of this. Because if you look up
all the facts in this stupid documentary about killer Bigfoot in a little abandoned place called,
we already knew it was fake anyways because it's about Bigfoot. So,
but I mean, this was especially erroneous, right? And all of its claims, right? Trying to peddle itself as the absolute truth when every fact that they came up with was extremely false, right? Like, God, I can't even get into it. It's just so ridiculously.
Wait, hold on. Was this a show about Bigfoot or about COVID-19?
Both.
Well, flip a coin. No. So
wait, Bigfoot is to blame. Bigfoot is to blame.
It'd be funny if Bigfoot actually comes out now and he like walks up and he's like on camera and he's like, I'm gonna sue this company for libel.
That's like, hello, I'm gonna sue you for defamation of character.
Defamation of character.
Not like that whatsoever. And I just want to avoid all of you because you're all nuts. So that's why I hide out in the mountains. Why does
Bigfoot sound like that?
You don't know that.
You don't know what Bigfoot sounds like. Don't judge him.
Yeah, exactly.
I've heard
How
Bigfoot.
Dare you judge Bigfoot?
Usually talks in grunts and other things like that. And he was named Harry.
Yeah, exactly right.
I saw a whole documentary in the 80s.
With him and his friends, the Hendersons?
Yes. And then there was a movie where they let him free.
I saw that same documentary.
Wait, was the movie when they let him free or when they found him? I can't remember. It's been too long.
Let him free. At the end, he walks off with all the other Bigfoots coming out.
Oh, that's right. There were other Bigfooties. The female one was creepy as fuck.
At the end.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So I've been watching a few other old shows like The Saint.
Sorry, let me interrupt you just real quick, Mike. I forgot. That's not Harry and the Hendersons. That's Ron Perlman's life story. Fuck.
Oh, right. Yeah. I see how
the older he gets, the more he looks like Harry from Harry and
the
Hendersons.
They look so similar.
He does. It's not even a joke. I'm going to totally make that a promo image for the week.
So when you say the Saint, you mean like the old 60s, the Saint from the BBC, the Saint?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or do you mean the Val Kilmer awesome remake movie, The Saint?
Well, no, I mean the Val Kilmer movie was pretty good, but I mean I'm talking about the original show from 1962.
I've never seen any of these things.
With Roger Moore. Actually,
Roger Moore, yeah.
Oh shit, Roger Moore.
Old BBC.
Yeah, before he became James Bond. So I mean, it didn't get big in the U.S. until
way later.
I think midway through.
Yeah.
So
it was like around the same time as like the old Avengers show.
Yeah, pretty much around that time. Yeah. No, I mean it's really fun to watch because you can see a lot of the personality cues that Roger Moore brought over from the show to James Bond when he got into Bond, right? So it's like a fun trip down memory lane, right? It's kind of like you're watching
the making of James Bond.
Yeah, it's like you're watching a James Bond movie, but it's actually a show and it's not James Bond, right?
Yeah.
It's just fun
James
that way,
Bond
right?
Jr.
And I like those old spy shows like that too, like even the old James Bond movies, but like the Avengers, the show, like the Saint, because I liked what they
the Prisoner.
Well, I like seeing their gadgets, like what they thought futuristic gadgets would be like, and how close to accurate some of them really were. They might have been stupid looking because it was the 60s and their hands were tied on what they can make, but what they were doing was stuff that we actually do have nowadays, and I think that's pretty cool.
Right?
I just looked it up. This is interesting.
You've never seen that? Drives me crazy. You've never seen The Saint, and the Val Kilmer movie is pretty good too.
Dude, and he drove a Volvo too. That's badass. I love that car, and it's so underutilized in TV movies.
Isn't it though? Then I got into watching a few 1942 old Batman episodes. So I mean, they were just so
racist. I own them. You're talking about the serials?
They're just so cheesily old, but they're fun to watch. I mean, and Bruce Wayne just basically, and this is his mansion. It's basically an ordinary house, right, in suburbia. Yep. It's awesomely bad.
It's racist and sexist as shit, dude. Like I have them.
So good.
I mean, it is 1942.
You're talking about the cereals. You're talking about the cereals they had in front of movies, like at the theaters, right?
Yeah.
Dude, there's like the main bad guy was a white dude that was supposed to be Chinese, so it had all they put the putty on his eyes, so his eyes weren't so round, and it was like the most.
And the Fu Manchu mustache and all that.
The worst. There's like one point where like Bruce Wayne is talking to like a cop or something, and the secretary walks in to say something, and Bruce Wayne backhands the fuck out of her for interrupting two men talking.
Right.
Like it was the most fucked up shit I've ever seen in my life.
How dare you interrupt me?
It was nuts, dude. I have them. They're crazy, man. They're nuts. Those bat suits were horrible, man. Everybody talks about the cowl on the Batman. Those things were. You remember those styrofoam cones they used for like stuff you do at home, like little arts and crafts kits and all that. The cones, the big tall ones. So it was like those covered in felt sticking off the side of a fucking hat. And that was the bat suit. It was gross.
And it's such a delight. And my daughter's watching this is like, what is it? This is Batman. I was like, just give it to it. Just give into it. Just remember, it is 1942. It is so old, look, I'm trying to rationalize this with her. It's like practically 80 years old. I told her, I said, you gotta give it that, right? She's like, yeah, okay, I can give it that, and
when people bitch about how hard life is now and how fucked up everything is, I'm like, just 80 years ago. So like the age of a grandparent,
like, bitch,
that long ago, this is how people acted towards each other in the real world.
Yeah.
And we have
what? It was more civilized then than it is actually today. So anyway,
but yeah, those things are great. I have the box set that has like two or three of them like that they made back then. They're about an hour and a half when you put them all together, each one. Yeah.
So I was going through, a few of those episodes. It's fun to watch all these old shows, right? Watching what was it, the Outer Limits, like the old Outer Limits episodes from like the early 60s. And again, my daughter and I will sit down, we'll watch those episodes, and they're dated obviously, but they're fun. They're fun to watch. Because nowadays I'm just really struggling to find anything really good
wholesome
on TV to watch. Wholesome, yes, right? And this is just perfect. Other than
you gotta get her to watch the old Get Smart show, man.
Oh, I love that show.
I like the remake of Get Smart.
That and I actually watched Escape from Gilligan's Island actually last week with my wife because she was under the weather as well, and she's like, they actually made it off the island. I'm like, yeah,
most people don't know that.
They made it off the island more than one time.
Oh yeah, but this was like a TV movie, right? It was like
that was the movie where they're all older and everything.
Yeah. So it's fun to revisit all these old shows, because
at the end of that, don't they end up back on the island too?
They do. It's like
back on the island again.
Okay.
Well, they just realize they don't know how to live in modern society, so it's like Castaway.
They go back.
Because
we have to go back, Skipper.
Civilization for like 15 years, and it's like, we missed this and we missed that, and it's like, they find out that civilization is just changed,
Moved on without 'em.
in their view, for the worst, right? Or they missed out on like, shorts or, whatever. And it just wasn't the same, right? They didn't grow with society, and therefore,
but they did
shipwrecked again.
But they did deal with the Harlem Globetrotters at least once. So I mean, they were sort of up to date.
Well, that's when they weren't busy helping Scooby-Doo in the gang.
Did they have a Scooby-Doo Gilligan's crossover?
No, Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh, sorry. I was like, how did the gang at end up on the island? That would have been very interesting.
So Mr. Machine turned into a boat.
We're on a desert island, Scoob. That's right. I don't know what we're doing here.
They're gonna have to eat coconuts to get by. They'd be completely confused.
Other than that, I got actually, believe it or not, I actually got my first 2 train bots finally.
Nice.
7 weeks later.
Yeah, the legs. Yeah.
Oh, literally 7 weeks. It's been 7 weeks since we talked about that.
Waiting for this other guy to send them. And now I got the pants and I believe the torso coming, and Skull Cruncher, my last Decepticon Headmaster, finally coming also.
Nice.
So, yeah, that'll be all my Decepticon Headmasters done and over with. Finally, yeah.
That was a
big right, you put a pin in that one. It's done.
Yeah, so still waiting on the animation model to see if I'm the one picked for this show that's going to be pitched by that TV producer from a few weeks ago that I finished up.
The Anna Green Gables thing?
Yeah, the Anna Green Gables thing. So other than that, that's pretty much it. Oh,
so it wasn't like you're doing it. It's like
I'm 6 subs away from 250 on my YouTube channel. And when I hit 250 subs, I will have a draw for a prize.
It will not be a Soundwave box.
It will not be a Soundwave box. That is entirely reserved for you.
Yay!
You'll have the only one in existence. Okay.
Eventually.
My turn then?
Oh, I suppose.
Yes. Well,
but first and foremost, we missed you, Mike. I'm glad you're feeling better, and I'm glad you're back, man.
Oh yeah, I mean it was not fun at all for a whole week-long sickness, feeling like a bag of smashed assholes.
And you missed out on a good talk with Joe, but
I did. Yeah, it sounded really awesome, really good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Hopefully, we'll get Joe back on another day for
it's very
some other
cathartic,
stuff.
Ironically.
Yeah,
I'm getting a lot of echo from Ricky.
I heard that too.
Yeah, it's on your end, Mike. Might need to turn it down just a little bit.
Meh.
Okay.
Better?
Nope.
Sure.
Okay.
No, I still hear it too.
Weird.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's picking up your speakers. The funny thing is it doesn't do it for me. It only does it for Ricky. Anyways. So, catching up on the last couple. Now I hear myself. Damn it. Now, as I said, I'm just going to move away from the microphone a little bit. Anyways, so, a couple weeks ago, I did get my BBTS boxes that I'd been waiting on forever from FedEx. And as I showed you guys, and as you'll see if you're subscribed to the main SHOKY channel, I did do an in the kitchen video where I did open those. I actually included the video of me having to walk downstairs to get my fucking packages again, and then I spent the and then I spent the back half of that video cursing at FedEx, which I guess somebody must have watched because literally the next 2 boxes from them were left on my fucking doorstep. So I'm guessing that guy got fired.
Nice.
I hope he didn't get fired, but maybe he'll just learn his fucking lesson about not being a lazy piece of shit.
Justice has prevailed.
In theory, yes. Let's see what else.
We hope.
Okay. So that was since I forgot to include what was in those boxes. In fact, why don't I have my notes on it? Oh, there we go. So I got a lot of stuff in. So in that box was 2 5-2 toys, Beast Box figures. And a new Demon Slayer statue. I also picked up a 2-pack of the NECA, Shredder, and Splinter because I just decided I need another Shredder and Splinter for my display. Because I only have one of each, so I need another one. Let's see what else. Oh, I did get in the from the Pulse, from the Hasbro of Pulsing.
Hold on a second. Was it the movie Turtles?
That was movie Turtles, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to specify, but non-movie Turtles related stuff, I did finally get the Power Rangers TMNT crossover Shredder.
Nice.
Because it was still going to take till like August for BBTS to get it, but Hasbro Pulse had it in stock, so I grabbed that along with another monster figure that I had been missing and had never seen on shelves. So I just did a review for those. No, I had the Piranha one already. It was the eye guy.
Eyeballs. Yeah.
Yes, all the smashed eyeballs. So I actually reviewed those this morning. So I am back to finally reviewing things like I should be doing. I only have 4 things I need to review over there for right now. More stuff on the way, of course, as usual. Comic book wise, oh, I'm sorry. I also picked up the NECA Universal Mummy, which is a fucking gorgeous figure, by the way. Anything else over there? I don't think so. I'm looking over at my review set to look at the pile of stuff.
The Boris Karloff mummy? Or
yes, the Boris Karloff mummy. Yes.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. So I do want to have a whole Universal Monster shelf. I will pick up Wolfman. I just haven't yet. And I'm still divided on whether or not I'm going to get black and white for all of them, or if I'm just going to sell my black and white Frankenstein.
If you're going to do it, you have to have the whole black and white setup.
Yeah, but then I was thinking about if I'm going to do a different setup or just mimic each diorama in color and black and white, which might...
Oh, so you're talking about the old Universal monsters, the creature from the Black Lagoon? Mm-hmm. That was recorded here where I live at. That and like the old Johnny Weissmuller Tarzan shows, those were all recorded here where I live.
All the swampy area.
Yeah, like no, at the Silver River. Like if you go down there now at Silver Springs, it's been shut down now for like over a decade. But there's wild monkeys. The chimpanzees got out from the Tarzan movies way back in the 30s and 40s, and they're still down there. You can drive over the bridge and see them down there swinging through trees and shit.
That's crazy.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. There was one other thing. I did watch finally that Nosferatu movie from 1922.
Oh, the original?
Nice, the old black and white.
Yeah, the old first black and white one. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Released in March of 1922, so 100 years old.
What is that movie that's supposedly based on, or that movie?
Yep.
What is that?
The one with
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
No.
Willem Dafoe played the vampire that you're talking about, Nosferatu, and it's supposed to be they were recording that movie. It was like
an actual vampire.
History.
Yeah,
but that Nosferatu in that movie is a vampire in the real world.
Yeah, it's an actual vampire, and they did. Yeah. I want to see that. It's not called Shadow of the Vampire. That's something else.
It's Shadow of the Bat. Shadow of the Bat.
Shadow of the Bat. That's right.
It might have been something like that, but it has Willem Dafoe. You could look it up very easy.
Oh, I did forget to mention you talked train bots. I did finally get the SHOKY in, and promptly nearly broke it in half. So that, as most people have discovered, it is definitely the shittiest one so far from Moon Studios.
Absolutely,
it is very, very bad. And I legit have a part that is
very bad, but in comparison to the others,
yes. Sorry. Yeah. Now, I think part of the reason I'm having breakage is for when it fell over and it was in combined mode. The little latch that holds the right side on, like there's like 15 different latches, and there's the one that comes out from the side and then kind of clips over the train side just a little bit. It's like not even and that's nearly broken.
Right by that little gray hook thing, the one behind the gray hook thing.
Yes, that. And that is nearly completely broken off. I did have I had to actually clearance some things because I could not physically transform it into train mode or combined mode. Well, actually, I guess combined mode would work, but train mode, I could not physically actually put the pieces where they needed to go because they were not clearanced at all to go into the spot they were meant to go. So I actually had to cut.
That nose cone going underneath the window shield is a fucking dick.
Mine physically could not do it. It literally could not. I think the hinge thingy, that the gray hinge that holds the nose cone, I think is warped. Backwards. No, I think it's warped.
Because I think it's curved like in its position. Like
but I'm saying like I think there's something about it that's worse because it does not have the space to actually allow anything to get under it or past it. Because the part that comes around the nose cone under the windshield. There's no way that would have even clearanced that gray piece at all. Like it would not have even gone into that position. It physically could not. So I have weird gappy parts on mine now. I'm thinking about doing what you did to get your one fixed or replaced.
Contact.
Yeah, I just got one issue on mine, but
but no, it's. So
you just contact them, tell them it's broken. They'll ask for a picture of it, show them the broken part.
I'll show them what's broken. Because it did legitimately, essentially break. From just doing its thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do I have anything else? I have some other stuff on order, but I already forgot what that is, so we'll just talk about when it comes in. Well, just like you, it's like shit. What all did I get?
Yeah, like in the last 2 weeks, I'm pretty sure I missed something. It'll hit me after we press
exactly.
stop. All that'll hit me.
I do know it was the Universal Monsters TMNT crossover FIL is on its way. Because I'm getting that whole fucking I ordered the April, the Bride of Frankenstein April that they released the other day. Even though that's based on movie April, it still fits in with the set, and I'm not upset about it.
Now, question for you: do you say Igor or Igor?
Igor.
It's Igor.
It's Igor.
Okay, it's not really, but I say it the same way.
It is for me.
It's a hard I in the actual name.
Unless I go with my Jewish side, then I go Igor.
It's Igor. You have to go with Igor. Igor. Igor, you gore, we gore.
Always like huffing and the puffing.
I call him Igor.
Get it out, start cleaning, get the broom. You know, hey.
You fucking hunchback. Get the goddamn broom. There's fucking mess in here. Oh, this fucking brains. You haven't mopped up the fucking blood from last night. You're fucking hunchback.
I said you went Adam Sandler on that one.
Don't make me beat you.
We don't talk about those things here, Mike.
Yes, master.
Hold on, where am I at? Okay, I did mention that my dad broke his ankle, so that's not fun.
Is it getting better? Like, what are they saying? Are they just going to let it heal by itself because of his age?
He's got a soft cast on, and basically just about as immobile as he already was. He's just not allowed to go and mow the yard right now. I'm sure he's having all kinds of issues with that. Oh, that's right,
your dad. Yeah,
he's got the air pump cast on.
I'm not sure, but I have a feeling that's what it is. I don't know if they're going to do any surgery or anything. I have no idea. We're going to obviously, tomorrow's Mother's Day. We're recording this on a rare Saturday episode, guys. So going over there tomorrow to see my mom and also work on the wifey's car. So we'll find out a lot more tomorrow. I'm sure she will definitely tell us all about it for 2 hours straight. Let's see. One other thing I did pick up the Godzilla versus Power Rangers comics. I think it's a three series run, and the first two are already out, so I grabbed those.
Dragonzord's gonna fuck them up.
Nope. Dragonzord got its ass handed to it.
I figured,
no, literally the fucking his normal like plasma beam fucking wrecks the Dragonzord hard. Even Tommy says it's never been hit this hard before, so to speak.
Do not fuck with the King of Monsters.
You don't. So they actually what happens is some spell goes wrong and they get transported to the Godzilla universe, and it's when he's fighting the what is that lobster monster? What was it called? It was one of the
Lobster Dawn or something.
I have no idea, but he's fighting that, and it's when the weird aliens are kind of always like trying to take control or whatever. The ones in the silver ships and the funky black suits.
Biolante?
No, not Biolante, not the cool shit. This is definitely not a cool monster.
It
looks like a big walking shrimp, essentially.
Biolante looked like a 60 version of the Demigorgon.
That's the Demigorgon alligator, basically.
Yeah.
But I like the Biolante movie, actually. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually a pretty decent movie in the Godzilla verse for me. I think that's it for getting stuff. So we watched a lot. I've been watching things with the wifey on Netflix because she doesn't tend to watch anything else. The final season of Grace and Frankie came out, and frankly, that show should have ended fucking 2 seasons ago, maybe even 3. If you don't know it, it's 2 old ladies. They find out that they've been remotely tied together via business. And they find out that their 2 husbands are actually gay and have been a couple for like 20 years. And they finally divorce them and, get married themselves. And the 2 old ladies are forced to live together. Each other? The 2 old men get married to each other. They divorce their wives, who one hates the other. And hijinks ensue. Now, I will say the first, I think even 3 seasons really weren't that bad. It was actually a pretty cohesive story. It's a thing where, things run on too long and then they just start doing hilarious shit for no reason. And hilarious by, I mean, they think it's funny. The finale was crap, other than the fact that it had Dolly Parton in it for an interesting scene.
Is that the one with Jane Fonda?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't watch Communists.
Yeah, I mean,
the other lady too is famous too.
Yeah, super famous, and her name is completely.
Yeah, I like her.
Yeah. So either way, the ending sucks. But I mean, well, I mean, the last 2 seasons, I should say, suck. I watched a little bit of last season with the wife, but she just enjoys it. She can turn her brain off and literally just laugh at the dumb slapstick stuff. Some of it was good. They went on Shark Tank last season, which was pretty interesting. Tried to sell a lift me up toilet for old people, so they didn't have to, struggle to get off the toilet. So I mean, interesting idea in and of itself. I did watch a few new episodes of a new show that I just found out about on Amazon. It's actually James May Cook. So it's a very different type of cooking show brought to you by James May of Top Gear fame. So he's had different cooking or food related shows over time. Like he even did like a alcohol tour of Europe for an episode, or not an episode, a series. But this one is literally, he says this is not really a cooking show, but it's a cooking show. It's like, I'm going to show you all the behind the scenes bullshit that a normal cooking show does but never shows you. And at the same time, I'm going to show you these recipes that I've kind of come up with and had a real chef help me create a real recipe for it. And I'm actually going to have I forget exactly what they call them, but the people who make the food off screen for TV chefs. So he has one of those.
They're called TV chef fluffers,
I guess, basically is really what it is. So she literally stays in the cupboard, as it were, or the pantry, until he needs her, when they screw something up and he calls her out to double check it and fix it, and then they'll taste the food. But at the same time, they actually have writers. What do we call them? Basically, he's putting together a cookbook based on this series while filming the series. So everything he puts together within each episode, all of the people who are writing the cookbook for him are there to taste the food, take the pictures, and you get to see all of it mixed in, edited, really funny, like when he fucks something up. And they have the editing errors that you always see in a cooking show, but you never call out. Like, they just blatantly happen. So it's a very interesting take, and I like James May in general. I love Top Gear. I love Grand Tour, anything with those three idiots. Even Clarkson's Farm is a funny fucking show if you've never seen it, and he takes it absolutely seriously now. So been watching that a little bit here and there. Obviously Moon Knight, the last 2 episodes, we're gonna go after this, we'll talk about Moon Knight finale. Where else am I here? Another thing on Netflix I was watching with the wifey the other day, I think it was actually before we recorded last week, was the Marilyn Monroe The Hidden Tapes.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, dude. Like, okay, so it's a guy who literally interviewed hundreds of people through phone or live interviews, all about Marilyn Monroe over the course of her career and all leading up to her death. And like, they do little reenactments here and there for the people talking, even though they have the legitimate tapes. They have actors playing said people on screen. And it really fucking talks about Marilyn Monroe in like really like amazing depth, and like all the bullshit. We're going into the issues with the Kennedys. We're talking about her. When I left off to come record, they had really just started getting into her second marriage, I think it was, with the I think it was like
DiMaggio.
Huh? Oh yeah, okay, so it was her third marriage then. So I was the one after DiMaggio.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot that guy's name exactly, but he was a famous guy too. Because they talked about how the marriage with Joe DiMaggio was really short. He called her a whore and all this other kind of stuff, was very abusive to her and all that kind of stuff. And really, she had just gotten into drugs. And when we talked about abusive relationships and stuff like that, it's really funny that that's what I was kind of leaving off with, watching before doing all that. Because she wanted more than anything to have a family, because she never did. Like, she was a fucking orphan.
Yeah.
So she wanted to have a family, and she wanted to have a stable fucking marriage, which she really couldn't have. And it turns out that she did get pregnant at least once, and something happens and the baby goes away. So I think it's part of, and this is kind of where I left off, so I didn't really get to see all this, but I think the implication was like either losing the baby or her shitty husband did something and therefore they lost the baby. And like that sent her spiraling more and more into drugs than she already did, eventually potentially leading to her death/suicide, because they're still not quite sure what to label it as even now. But really cool, interesting series. Let's see what else. Just the other night we started Ozarks. or Ozark. I guess
I'm in like season 3 or something like that, and they just finished the series, I guess.
Yeah, we literally on episode 3, like
of the first season.
Yeah. So I mean, we just started.
Awesome.
Dude, I have not seen a show that gets this intense this fast.
Dude, that thing makes me want to take Xanax just to watch the motherfucker.
Dude, we watched the first episode Thursday night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't do a live stream Thursday, so we just watched that before bed. Watching that first episode was not a good idea before bed. Jesus Christ, the anxiety.
Because then you got to immediately watch episode 2 to make sure this person or that person didn't die, and yada yada yada.
Well, then we didn't. That's the thing. Like, we watched the first episode, then we went into episode 2 Friday before I did do the live stream. So it's like, we've only got 2 episodes in, and like the first 2 episodes are so goddamn tense. It's like, it's like, and you're hooked. Like, it is really hard. And I like how they give you a tiny bit of mystery, but then they also just give you like the facts outright. Like, the video that he gets caught watching, so to speak, at the beginning of the first, episode, and then they give the full context as it goes later. And then I'm thinking the whole time, I'm like, God damn, how would I feel in this moment seeing this video with the person?
Mike, have you watched Ozark yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, so that's why I'm not going to give the details on what's happening, because if you need,
that's a good one.
If you need,
what's the premise?
For lack of a better term, it's Breaking Bad, but with the fucking gas completely to the floor from the beginning.
It's Jason Bateman. He is an insurance salesman, I think, is how they were started.
No, he's a financial advisor.
Yeah. Something about the mafia. He gets involved with the mafia
cartel,
or
the Mexican mafia.
Yeah.
So
okay. I know what.
When I say it's Breaking Bad with the gas to the pedal from the beginning, I mean it is literally like season 2 or 3 of Breaking Bad. Like, just starting there instead of the buildup of how we got to this point. It jumps straight fucking in.
First episode, they're tossing motherfuckers out of windows and shit. You're like, holy fuck.
No, way worse than that shit. Holy goddamn, dude. They're not shy about killing motherfuckers.
No, the big oil drums. Yeah.
Oh, so the maybe we are on episode 3. I'm trying to remember. So because every ending of the episode ends with a fucking cliffhanger, but I also like that, almost like The Witcher, where they give you a different emblem at the beginning of an episode. It sort of ties into the episode. So they give you like this. They give you like a 4 symbol like compass thing at the beginning of every episode, and everything up in that imagery ties into the episode, which is pretty cool. So you're like, where am I going to see this? So interesting show so far. Just absolutely nerve-wracking.
It really is like edge of your seat. Like, it's hard to look, and I wouldn't suggest looking away because shit happens fast.
You're gonna miss some shit.
But it's hard to look away.
And the cast is good.
Yeah, it's top shelf. It's some good acting in that show. Freaking, you'll know one of the main Mexican drug dealers, Issei Morales.
Yeah. Let's see here. What?
Richie, that guy.
Yeah, that guy exactly. Tiny announcement, ever so tiny. I did finally cross 9,000 subscribers on my main channel.
No, congrats.
Whoop-de fucking do. The reason I say that is like it took so long to get to 9,000. Like, and
we're gonna fly by 9,000 on this one. This is gonna be the one.
Not on this channel. We're not. Maybe actually on some. Maybe downloads will fly past it. Okay, so I bet we will pass 1,000 downloads of this show before I get to 10,000 subscribers.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Probably 2,000 if I'm honest. But either way, so that's just a small thing. Actually, also a shout out to Patriot Prime Reviews, who just surpassed 12,000 subscribers. He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
Cool. I like Jason. I like Jason. He's a cool dude. Need to have
Jason. That I know Jason?
Yeah, Jason Morgan.
Jason Morgan.
Nope, not someone I was thinking of.
No. You don't know. No, we know him. You don't know him.
I thought you were talking about Lowry. I know.
No, not Lowry. No. Is there anything else? I think that might be it. Oh, no. Right here. Okay, so started watching this last night. I'm trying to remember when she started watching it. So another thing on Netflix, and it's a docuseries type deal, and it's called The Perfect Bid. And it's a story I'd heard about before, and may have even been ever so slightly privy to. It's about the guy who gets like the absolute perfect bids on The Price is Right.
And, oh yes, the one who studied all the numbers.
He studied all the numbers, followed all the trends, did all that kind of stuff, and then he started going on the show a lot. You know, and he had actually gone on and done mostly perfect games for like years. And then even if he didn't get on, he was in the crowd and helping people actually do better and surpass it. So that was interesting. Didn't get to watch the whole thing because obviously, you know, I start watching a show with her and then I got to go in the other room or go to work or something. So interesting. I do want to get back into it because I think the main guy, like the actual guy that they're interviewing and talking to about it, looks like Mr. Incredible. It's kind of funny. Like he's got very, very similar facial structure to the Mr. Incredible character, which I think is just actually pretty fucking funny.
So for him, it's literally showtime.
No, no, it's not. I thought I had one more thing, but I don't think so. Let me just draw here just in case. I can remove this. Oh, obviously.
On to the next topic.
No. Sorry. How am I forgetting the fucking thing I did today? Went and saw Doctor Strange 2, as it were. I will be doing a full review of it. Just as it goes.
They bring Iron Man back to life.
They do twice because he dies again.
Nice.
Yeah, but in a different way this time. This time he doesn't snap and kill himself. His daughter snaps and kills him.
Nice. She said, "I love you." 3 snaps.
Yes, exactly. So either way, just as a, no spoilers or anything else like that. Don't really want to get completely into that. We got a lot to talk about already today. I give it probably a 7.5. Definitely better than the Eternals. I would say it's better than Shang-Chi, even though I like Shang-Chi.
God, yes, it was way better than Shang-Chi. Or
yes, but you just hate Shang-Chi, so it doesn't really apply.
Mike hates most things.
Mike does hate most things, as we're going to talk. All right, so and by the way, we're doing this for the last 2 weeks because this was our alternate show from last week in case Joe didn't show up. So we got a few famous people deaths. I'm going to start with the first one, as it were. Naomi Judd. Famous country singer, part of the Judds. She died at the age of 76, which I really did not think she was that young. I know.
I thought she was way older. I thought she was like that age in the 80s.
Dude, here's the fucked up part. Okay, so I didn't realize this because, obviously Winona and Naomi toured together for years on end. Yeah. A lot of people did.
I didn't know they were mother and daughter.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. People thought they were sisters because
me too.
They're literally she had Winona when she was 17, so there wasn't a giant gap. And as far as I recall, Winona retired a while back. Naomi, I think, was still doing stuff in music for a while. I think she was inducted to either some Hall of Fame or something. I can't remember. I've read the story, but that was a week ago. Either way, really sad that she's gone. But it's one of those times where it's also a celebrity. You went, wow, she was alive to begin with. Like it's like, oh, she was still here. She was only 76.
I'm sad more for the ones that loved her and are missing her.
Yes.
I am sad that she's gone because country music's not my thing, and a little bit of country that I do like, it's definitely not the Judds.
The Judds were really good, though. I'm not gonna lie. And also, there's Ashley Judd that we can never get mad at.
Okay. Yeah, no.
This is the other daughter.
The Judds were good. I didn't particularly listen to them a lot, but I mean, I know they were good.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies with her is Double Jeopardy. I love that fucking movie.
Oh, also something we didn't mention before because time has passed. Happy birthday to Mike's dad from a week or two ago.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
forgot to bring that up.
82 years old. So
it doesn't even count until we said it because we're Americans.
Exactly.
So happy birthday.
It's our calendar that counts, not yours.
Well, now that we made that official.
Yes. All right. So, because Canadian calendar doesn't matter until Americans approve it.
Because we all know that here in Canada, we live at least 2 weeks in the past. So
y'all are on the commie calendar, so it doesn't count.
Commie calendar.
He's right. Only,
you're on that 48 week. You're on the 48 week calendar, Mike.
To save as much time as possible.
The weeks change according to the whims of the Prime Minister.
Exactly. We only have 5 days in Canada as opposed to you that have 7. So
this is true. This is very true.
A little behind.
Actually, that would put you ahead.
I was gonna say that.
That would make time go faster.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Sorry, to get
it's
more
all
of the work week out of the local truck.
exactly.
Year, we have 9 days instead of 7. Okay.
It's okay. It's
No
all
weekend.
it's all wibbly wobbly anyways.
Yeah. Timing
All right.
wobbly.
So, strangely enough, in the last week, we've lost 2 famous comic book names, both Neil Adams and George Perez. As of today, we just found out about George Perez right before recording today, and I'm gonna let the 2 comic book people discuss that because I don't have enough to talk about there. So, if you guys want to talk about Neil Adams first for Mr. Batman over here, probably good.
Neil Adams and Denny O'Neil are 2 of the biggest names. We lost Denny O'Neil last year or the year before. He just passed away not too long ago either. Just totally helped revamp Batman. It pushed Batman towards the Batman that we have now.
The dark and gritty
they were the
Batman.
first. Well, they didn't get
I'm
dark
just
and
joking.
gritty. They got rid of campy Batman is what they did, and then that
Mike
led
was
into
upset.
Frank Miller bringing in the dark and gritty Batman. But they were the ones who,
as you said, they revamped it.
Yeah, they're the ones who stood up and said it doesn't have to be slapstick anymore. We don't need all that goofy. If this guy was like in the real world, he would be a lot more serious. And they started rewriting and rethinking of how to represent Batman in the comics. And that 70s run, like, it's still not my favorite just because I'm not a big fan of Batman in light colors, but it is very iconic, the blue and gray with the yellow symbol and the really long spiked horns on top. That is a very iconic Batman look. And that is definitely because of those 2 gentlemen, because of Neil Adams. I never had the pleasure of getting to meet him in person. I've talked to people that have, and they've all said he was a gentleman, like, all the time. That he was very nice and willing to come up and talk to fans. Didn't treat us like people that were annoying him like Frank Miller does sometimes because he's an asshole. But he's an artist, but he's an asshole. And
an artist is an asshole.
It's sad to hear. It's sad to hear that he's gone. But the thing that I like to think of, if people don't think long term, is here's this guy who, just out of love for a character, sat down and drew some books and with his friends talked about how it should be. And for the next, knocking on wood, and hopefully Canada doesn't fire their missiles at us, we'll survive another 100 years. We're still going to be living off of Batman that started because of him. It's crazy to think that one person changed that so much, but he was awesome. And that, like I said, it's too much to talk about all at one time, but he would be the grandfather of the Batman that we have currently in my book. And it's sad to hear that he's gone, but we still have his work to look back at, and the letters he's wrote and stories that he's told and videos. That's one of the great things about living in the era that we live in, is we have instant access to see old interviews and stuff with him, how he talked about it. And so we'll always have at least that. And I think that's something pretty cool. Yeah. And it's sad to hear that he's gone, though.
Yeah.
I had a weird thought while you were talking about that just now. So, they're gone, but we still have everything they've done left behind to experience, whether that's film or books or whatever. How weird would it be if when you died, everything you ever did outside of somebody's memory just vanished?
Yeah, that'd be...
It's happened.
Bad.
That's literally human history up until electronic time.
Well, yeah, once we started keeping any records, yes. But I'm talking about like something you create, like in this case, like he dies, and literally every comic book, anything that he influenced directly just suddenly disappeared. Like of his
be on here crying.
It would
right now.
but a huge chunk of Marvel and DC gone.
But here's the funny part. I think somebody needs to make a movie about this or something. Think about it, because
No.
Look at it this way,
You want
because
me to go into a depression cycle and swallow a gun? No, I don't want to think about it.
But no. But think about it though, because imagine the first time it happens. Maybe it's somebody completely like it's me. Like say I die, all of my channels disappear. Any custom stuff I ever built, any wooden thing I've ever built, everything I've ever physically created, or at least digitally created, just suddenly disappears. And only
it's weird because I was thinking that myself actually yesterday too, right?
So
do you want me to tell you how that would feel? You want me to tell you how that would feel? Go watch No Way Home at the very end when Spider-Man comes in.
But no, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about the memories disappear. People still have the memories they have of you. They have the experiences they had with you. But the things you would quote unquote leave behind go with you instead. So, but the concept of
so if you made a comic and you died, that comic
disappears.
Or that comic series that you created, poof, gone.
But I would still remember the comic?
Yes. If you experienced it yourself, you would be...
Neil Adams died, all his comics disappeared, but I would remember having read them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, then somebody who's a good artist would just sit down and redraw them. And
but see, that could be a thing. That's not part, but the point was, I was trying to get at, with the first few people, you probably wouldn't notice. Somebody probably just think it's a little weird. Like, wait a minute, I know there was some stuff here before. Where did it go? And then it happened.
Butterfly effect.
Yeah, but then the idea, but the thing is, like I said, not anybody who ever experienced something like that would still have the memories. Just the physical thing would be gone. But what then happened to somebody major? Say George Lucas dies. Anything, every single movie, every single book, everything. And I mean copies.
I would remember
copies
all the good
of
stuff. And Episode 9 would not exist in this world anymore. And you just described fucking paradise.
I'm still trying. I'm still trying to get to my point, though.
It would be like Death Note, but extreme.
Yeah, but I'm still trying to get to the ultimate point of when people realize that suddenly these things will disappear. The value of the human life and experience would go up, because if you know you have a time limit now to experience a thing that's like such movies, comic books, anything ever written.
That's right.
You now know that.
You're saying that human beings would treat it better and like take it more seriously. I'm going to go.
I'm saying that's the way I'm saying in the story that I'm writing for this in my brain. The point
I'm saying it would go the opposite way because people are trash. I think eBay would go nuts because people would be like, "Oh, I got Neil Adams. He's 81, so here's his fucking book that he wrote. You better buy it now for $10 billion fucking dollars. It'll be going tomorrow." That's how it would really go.
Yeah,
down.
they'll do it tonight.
But you know what?
Wait till Monday.
Human beings are trash.
We didn't lose 2 really good comic book artists. We lost 3.
Yep,
we did. Over the past week, maybe a little over a week.
Yeah, it's been closer to like.
Not only do we now just lose George Perez and Neil Adams, but, and I don't know if you guys know this name, but we also lost James Bama.
Say that again.
James Bama.
Why do I know that name?
If you don't know who James Bama is, let me enlighten you. Any of you guys ever read Doc Savage?
I've heard of Doc Savage, but never experienced
the old pulp book.
Yeah, the pulp books. Yeah.
Man of Bronze. Doc Savage. Okay.
Yeah.
All those covers were painted by James Bama.
Wow.
Yeah. And he passed away, I think about maybe 9-10 days ago as well.
Okay.
Yeah, but he was like old, wasn't he? He was like in his 90s?
Something like that. But those stories, those covers, man, the guy knew how to paint, right? Yeah. And all those covers that he did, those are painted covers. That was like on canvas, on fabric, right? Yeah. And not a lot of people knew how to paint the way that he did, right? But those covers, just legendary by James Bama. And if any of you guys out there that are listening right now don't know who I'm talking about,
I don't.
Go search out those old books.
But no, if you saw some of those covers, Shoki, I guarantee you've seen them along the way.
Probably.
Of Doc Savage, the Man of Bronze, phenomenal covers.
Are you saying Man of Bronze?
Covers, right?
Hold on, wait. Are you saying Man of Bronze?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure that's what you're saying, because my hearing isn't actually. I have pretty shitty hearing sometimes. I just had making sure that's what you said.
Okay. But now, like almost a week ago, 5 days ago, Neil Adams now gone. And I gotta agree with you, Ricky. The stuff he did for Batman, like he made the definitive Batman throughout the 70s. I mean, he started out, believe it or not, originally doing comic strips like for newspapers, right? And then he got picked up by, I believe it was it DC or Marvel first? I'm pretty sure it was DC first. And he started out with DC. And started doing a lot of the comics with DC. And then he switched over to Marvel for a bit, where he did X-Men for a while in the 70s. Then he went back to DC again and did Batman. And it's he knew how to draw from real life, right? Classic art, right? That's how we learned. Where a lot of comic book artists can't even draw like Neil Adams or even George Perez, who just passed away like today, right? 67. These guys are comic book greats, and there's reasons why they're greats, right? They knew how to draw classically, by going, say, to an art class and drawing from real life, and from on top of that, from certain perspectives that a lot of comic book artists don't even know how to draw, right? Like, say, going on a ladder, like maybe 6 feet up in the air, and draw an extreme perspective shot of an art model or something like that. That's how Neil Adams knew how to draw. That's how George Perez knew how to draw. Sorry. And
okay, we just figured it was a Canadian translation thing.
Well, yeah, okay. Sure.
I just thought it was a pronunciation.
But
he knew how to draw.
But yeah, he knew how to draw, eh? But you're not gonna see that nowadays. Hardly, next to never nowadays, guaranteed, right? I mean, have you looked at a lot of these Marvel comics that have gone out lately? God, it's like an 8-year-old drew them. They just look pathetic, some of them.
Them 8-year-olds are way more talented than I can ever be, because I can't draw a straight line with a ruler. I fucking suck.
Yeah. So now these classic artists, like, again, Neil Adams or George Perez or whatnot, that have drawn comics for decades. Now these legends are slowly passing away. What are we going to have left? Not a lot.
See, that's what I'm not looking forward to. That's why, like, when I made the comparison of him being like the grandfather of Batman,
yeah,
I'm like, when the Frank Millers and the Jim Lees and those guys get to that shit happening, that's when I think it'll hit me harder as a Batman fan, because you're sad when your grandfather dies, but it's a whole different thing when your father dies. You know what I mean?
You go even further back than that.
They're the father of the Batman I knew.
Yeah, like, I mean, early 90s when Jack Kirby died, oh my God, I felt it, because he's the granddaddy of a lot of DC and Marvel characters. He's practically the Marvel universe himself, right? Never mind Stan Lee, but I mean, Jack Kirby, he contributed a shit ton to not just Marvel but DC as well. Right?
What do they call it in Marvel? The person who's like way above, like even above the one above all, the one who's basically drawing stuff, is meant to be Jack Kirby.
The One.
Is it the One?
No, I believe it is, and it's Jack Kirby.
Yeah, it's meant to be Jack Kirby.
And same like in the DC universe, the Source. Who is it? It's Jack Kirby.
Well, the Source Wall's gone now, so I don't know what to do with that.
Like for quote unquote my age demographic, right?
You're so
you
old.
Have John Byron.
I don't understand all the sarcasm you put on that. You're not that much older than you might.
No. I know, but I mean, the thing is, if you're not familiar with certain comic book artists, I don't know if you are or not, like Walt Simonson or John Byron or Ron Lim or some of the older ones. Yeah, I mean, we know McFarlane and we know Jim Lee, but I mean, they came after
Sean
a lot
Murphy.
of other great ones that were out.
Claremont.
They're
Claremont,
they're hitting the same age too, right? And they're going to be gone forever as well. So
well, I mean, they kind of just happened.
Really gonna suck. And now we got Rob Liefeld that's around our age. We got Jim Lee and McFarlane, and
Rob Liefeld will never really be gone. Like 10 years after he dies, he'll still be on the podcast talking about how he did the best.
But
he'll have 7 years of podcast.
The big seven. I mean, they all had their extremely distinctive styles, and especially Liefeld.
Well, we also what was it, Greg Capullo from Image.
Capullo,
Capullo's fantastic.
And,
he's one of my big ones.
And Silvestri and
Alan Silvestri.
But to me, like outside of animated series, Jim Lee draws my favorite Batman. So like that one will. Oh, that one's gonna fuck me up.
I love Lee.
I don't like Jim Lee.
Up when that happens.
Loved his X-Men. I loved his Punisher.
You don't like Jim Lee?
I'm just fucking with you.
I was gonna say I quit.
I'm just fucking with you.
I
just wanted to stir. I just wanted to stir the pot.
There was no pot stirring. You about tilted that pot over in your lap, man.
Them there's fighting words.
Well, you got to remember, realistically, I wasn't that into comics. I was more into animated stuff, and I was more into the movies. Yeah. So, like, a lot of people can say all of these names of the great comic book artists, and I'll be like, okay, I've seen the covers of these things, but I didn't read those books. Like my best friend Brian, he had a lot of X-Men comics. He's the one who got me into Spawn, and I followed down that path for a long time. But I never collected much else. Like even back then, I didn't collect much. He did. I did see that, and I don't think he had any DC. No, my other buddy Ray, he had the Death of Superman when that first came out. He had it like still in the sealed bag, and pinned up on his wall.
Black and silver,
the black and silver thing. Yep, exactly. So like, I saw these artists like Jim Lee and stuff like this. I saw some of those books, and obviously it's not over yet for a lot of these guys, but they moved around in between things. But like, just saying a name to me doesn't mean much, because I don't know the names. Like the ones, like I said, Greg Capullo, those are ones I know. Obviously McFarlane, I know that shit. Even one of my current favorite artists is Sean Murphy, artist and writer when he's doing the Batman White Knight series. I love everything about his style. I love all that. I would recognize that. Even that. I need to learn the names of the people who did the Boom Studio stuff for Power Rangers, because they keep changing artists, and whoever's doing the current Power Rangers, not Mighty Morphin, but Power Rangers, I don't know who the fuck they switched to, but fuck that style. Like, switch back. This is bullshit. I hate this fucking style. It's ugly. Go back. I don't know why you hired this person to do the next chunk of this chapter of this storyline, but fuck it. You've changed all the character designs and the colorization and everything. Fuck that. But I'm just saying,
that's the thing. When you have these influential people like Neil Adams, what he did with Batman, or John Byron when he wrote and drew Superman to what Superman is today, right? Making these very influential staples in culture, right?
Yeah.
You forget that it was these guys that made pretty much superheroes the way they are today, that still last to this day, right? John Byron, when he took over in DC back in the 80s, shortly after he was done with Fantastic Four with Marvel, and he made Superman so, he wasn't the superhero that leaped over tall buildings in a single bound, that he actually made him fly, right? Or that his power came from the sun, right? That was all John Byron. And that has lasted since he started writing Superman as that particular character with those particular type of powers.
Yeah, when they
still stay to this day.
Yeah, they redefine Superman. Yeah, that's just exactly right.
Precisely. And see, this goes back to what I was saying about Moon Knight. When you
are
so invested, right, in the way a particular comic is drawn or written, you just want to see that. You want to see that Neil Adams the way he did Batman, right? Or John Byron, the way he wrote and drew Superman. You want to see that perfectly translated on the screen. Yes, I know you're not going to get it, but it's because of that huge influence that people like George Perez and Neil Adams and James Bama and Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and Walter Simonson and, you know, all these other big creators that made these characters that we love, right? You want to see that representation because it was the best read that you ever had when you picked up that comic.
Oh, damn. James Bond did a lot of Western artwork.
He did.
I'm looking at it now. It's absurd.
And he did that all on fabric.
Yeah, I believe
the
it.
way he painted it on fabric canvas, not a lot of artists knew how to do it that way. You know,
no, it looks
the
fantastic.
definition of how he painted was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
A master in his own right.
Yeah. We should move on a little bit, though.
I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it's still good, though. Like, that's just... if you're unfamiliar with any of these guys' works... Huh?
Now you understand my passion.
No, I don't. I understand nothing. I understand nothing.
Still waiting for translation to American.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Get on American time, Mike. All right, so that was it for comic book news. So TV and movie kind of stuff. There's a few things that have popped up over the last couple weeks. That 70s show cast is mostly coming back for That 90s Show, which they've already attempted to do. I thought that 90s show, or was that that was That 80s show?
No, they did that 80s show, and it wasn't the cast. It was like,
well, I know there was it was a sequel series, but it wasn't even over. And that show wasn't terrible, but it was dumb. So it didn't even last, like, I think 5 episodes, and I canned it. But obviously, Danny Masterson not coming back. But apparently, most of the main cast is all coming back. I don't think that Red and Kitty are coming back, though. But they might, but they would obviously be playing grandparents at this point. But they're both old enough, so it's fine. So, you know, that's not that big a deal. So we'll see. Just thought that was interesting. Yeah, exactly.
Still a dumbass.
Still a dumbass.
Still a jackass.
Something that I saw. I don't know if Mike actually made a video on it or not, but I'm sure he commented on it. Batwoman totally canceled now. The show is just gone.
I've still never seen a single episode of that show.
Be very happy that you never did. It wasn't good.
God, just utter trash.
Even when they brought it up for the first time, when it was just an Arrow/Flash crossover where they went to Gotham and dealt with Batwoman, it wasn't good. I think as soon as Ruby Rose left that role, it was doomed. I think, like, she was fine. Fine. But I think just they tried to push that a little too hard, and they didn't have enough basis to stand on. And I think it didn't have enough.
Pursuit is perfection. It will be once it fits a woman.
It was just, it was just stupid. Like, just and like, I'm not happy it's gone, but I'm not sad it's gone. It's just like, well, another thing that DC attempted to launch on TV died, unfortunately. So.
And Legends of Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow should have been gone a while ago. Let's be honest here. That story was drawn out way too far. I got lost interest like 5 seasons ago. I liked that show. I did. It's just like, I think once what's his face, Arthur, from Doctor Who, once he left the series, or at least changed his role in the series, I guess is what happened.
I know. I liked him in the show.
No, I did. It was great. I mean, and I liked the first couple seasons, but like, they really just started hey, let's see what other kind of time travel bullshit we can do. Hey, what other side characters?
You know what? It's gotten so bad with CW. I haven't even finished the last season of Flash.
We haven't watched the last 2.5 seasons of Flash.
And you know what?
I used to like Flash around the Flashpoint storyline.
Yeah. No, I was we gave up the Flashpoint one. I think was okay, if I remember. For me,
I think that was the last season that I watched.
We didn't even finish the Crisis season.
I never saw that one. Once
I did. I did.
I wanted to. So I did.
Was it Heroes of Tomorrow, whatever, that was still on like season 1, maybe season 2, back when I gave up
Legends,
on Flash.
Legends of Tomorrow,
Yeah.
We're not heroes, we're legends. Yeah, because you're legends, because people only talks about you in hushed whispers because they forgot your fucking names. White Canary has disappeared off into somewhere. Either way, like, you know, once Arrow was done, at least it didn't get canceled, you know, they at least let that show end, you know.
They ended Arrow?
Yeah, it ended like three seasons ago.
Something like that,
yeah. So either way,
I didn't know they ended it.
Yeah, ended quite.
Yeah, they did. He became the Spectre.
Spoilers.
Really?
Spoilers.
Yeah. And yeah, sorry. Well, I mean, if you're not going to watch it,
it's true.
Like I told you, it's been 4 or 5 years since I've watched any of those.
That's not spoilers for us. It's spoilers for other people.
It's the whole crisis thing, you know.
Yeah. That really makes sense because they didn't get to do the Spectre properly from fucking Constantine. So, but hold on. That is one positive about Legends of Tomorrow. They brought Constantine on as a regular. The actual Matt Ryan Constantine.
Yeah, they did.
And they brought a lot of magic into that show. So that's one thing that is actually cool.
It wasn't enough to get me watching.
Oh, I didn't say it was the thing to save the show. I'm saying it was cool that they managed that. They brought back the best.
Not my Constantine, Keanu Reeves.
Fuck you. That is hashtag only Constantine.
But you know what? I did enjoy Flash, but then season 7, but
it just kept getting.
Actually, I suppose starting
too
with
repetitive.
6, it was just starting to just get really crabby, and it was
every single season was Doctor or whatever his face was. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I mean it was becoming the Irish show.
The evil version of him. The Flash is going to doubt himself and his ability to stop him.
No,
his team's going to get behind him and cheer him on, and then he's going to stop him. Every season became that.
What ruined it for me? Well, actually, it wasn't coming back as a bad guy. It was coming back as a different version of the Dr. Wells. Different Dr. Wells was helping them throughout the thing. And I guess it's kind of a cool idea to keep the actor involved. Actually, when they brought in the Council of Wells, I thought that was hilarious personally, because they were like the dorkiest version that would answer the fucking phone call. Like so that when they introduced a multiverse, it was actually fun in my opinion. What I hated is once they really started bringing in the Flash's children. It's just like once they brought in Nora.
What?
Yeah, so Nora comes back.
So the last season
what was her name?
Nora.
The last season I watched, what's his face was in it? From Harry Potter.
You're gonna have to
Malfoy.
Oh yeah.
That was like the last season I watched. Was when he.
That's like season 4.
And it had like they were showing the Flash from Earth 1 or whatever, the old school one. That was the actual actor
Jay
from the old Flash show.
From the 90s,
Yo, and he stayed on. His dad, it was always his dad in the show. Yeah. But Jay Garrick from another universe. And then they even talk about that when before his dad dies in the show. He talks about Garrick was my mom's maiden name. I just changed it to whatever. So technically his dad would have been Jay Garrick in this universe, but they changed it. When they did when they did the entire Zoom / Jay Garrick storyline, that's when it was still good. When they started really playing with time travel, that's when it was stupid. Like the Flashpoint thing, I was actually okay with Flashpoint thing. Yeah. But his daughter coming back from
Flash, the Godspeed Flash or whatever, the one where he was
not Godspeed, Savitar. Savitar was the shitty one. Yeah. So like Speed Remnant Barry that went evil and became even faster. The problem is it's the Dragon Ball problem. Because you can only show them going not just that. You can only show them going so fast before it doesn't mean anything. It's like, oh look, they're so much faster. How the fuck can you possibly...
Let me tell you about season 7.
No, I don't want to go off on it too far, but I really don't.
No, that's right. Yeah, that's
is
another.
Flash still going?
Yes, Flash is still fucking going.
No, it's season 8 right now, and I haven't even finished season 7 because
was season 7 Godspeed? Hold on, is season 7 Godspeed or season 6 Godspeed?
And the forces of the universe become.
Oh, that's when they bring in the other forces. Actually, that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. That's from the modern.
Okay, let's move on to something else.
I understand that, but I like the idea that they actually brought that realization from the comics.
I'm starting to get zits talking about all this teenage angst again. I'm going.
Shit, they ain't even teenagers anymore. Okay, so movie stuff. So once again, we're behind the ball on this one. It's been out there. So Jurassic World Dominion second trailer dropped. showing us a lot more dinosaurs, a lot more concept of how it's really going to go, not just bringing back old faces for the fuck of it. We're actually getting the modern Jurassic Park people and the old Jurassic Park people together actively doing shit.
They're still bringing them back for the fuck of it.
Oh yeah, I know. And they purposely show Ellie wearing this same fucking, she's wearing like the salmon colored shirt with the blue undershirt and it's tied in front of her, at least in one scene. But like, I like the idea of dinosaurs all over the fucking world. It's a problem. So I'm down for this movie. I know it's going to be trash, but this is the kind of trash I'm on board for.
As long as it's better than the second one, I'll be okay with it.
I'm okay with the second one. It wasn't good, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, it was
I like the first part of it, and I like the very end of it, but that whole middle, like the part where they were doing the auctions and all of that whole section was just dumb to me.
See, I liked the concept of that because now we literally have dinosaur black market deals going on. And so that's what leads into the issues of this movie.
That was happening in the very first one, dude. That's what Dennis Nedry
I know that's what they were supposed to be doing, but nobody else had the tech. Now they can literally buy the fucking dinosaurs and do whatever they want with them. And plus, whatever the hell Wong was also doing that I said Wong. It's like, sorry, that's his actual name, Wu. And is it Wu? Yeah, Henry Wong. Yeah. BD Wong. Either way, I'm here for it. Yeah, I'm here for it. I think it's going to be crazy. And I know it's going to be trash. But I'm going to have fun with it.
As long as it's better than Fallen Kingdom, I'll enjoy it.
Playing on nostalgia, and that's about it. Because, obviously you got Stephen Grant and blah, blah, blah.
Stephen Grant?
You do not blah, 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 Ellie Sattler, sir.
No. He just added Stephen Grant to it.
Yeah, I know I did.
Moon Knight is canon to Jurassic World.
But the fact is, I like dinosaurs.
Is the cousin to Moon Knight.
I always have a soft spot for Jurassic Park. And I like Chris Pratt. So
yeah, I think
but you're right. Yeah, I know this is just going to be playing on nostalgia reasons, but I don't know.
It kind of throws me off seeing Jeff Goldblum all Snow White though.
Yeah, I mean he's so Snow White, it's ridiculous though. But he's old as fuck, so it's fine. So here's the thing though. The only thing, I'm glad that they're saying this is it. There should not be more after this, because the only thing you do after this is you send a fucking Pontiac Fiero to space. Like at this point, it will become the fucking Fast and Furious franchise if they just keep going. It has to fucking end. However it ends, I want it to be done with this franchise. I want them to do
just like they did with the old series. Leave it hanging on that cliff note of they thought everything was all tied up in a nice bow. But right before the credits roll, you see dinosaurs flying over the water. They're still out there.
But you know what I want? I want them to leave it alone for 10 years and then come back and make it exactly like the books.
No.
Yes, I want
the second book was garbage.
Okay, make it exactly the first book. The original book.
But then that's a reboot of the first trilogy. Because
but I actually like
shit's different.
Yes, but I really like that.
I went through a whole Michael Crichton kick where I had all these.
Fuck it. No. I take it back. I don't want a movie. I want a fucking series. I want a series that follows the book letter for letter. In the right time period.
I want a Disney Plus series. I want a Disney Plus series where they do the whole entire thing in 6 episodes. The first 5 episodes.
If it's hour-long episodes, hold on, wait. If it's hour-long episodes, that would work. If it's 32 minutes,
the first 5 episodes are just them getting to Jurassic Park, and the last episode
it's getting the team together. It's getting the team together.
It's the whole entire rush to the end. Yes. And in this, I am pre-requiring that Dr. Alan Grant becomes Dr. Ellen Grant, and
no, it would be.
And that's the only way Mike will like it. That's the only way Mike's gonna like it.
It would be Ellie Sattler, but as a dude as well.
No, it'd be Ellen Grant and Ellie Sattler.
There we go. Just completely switch them.
One would be black, one would be Chinese. They would be married, and
we might get canceled just for this comment.
They're gonna have a whole show about not needing a man to help fight dinosaurs.
Well, I think if it was on Netflix, all those things would be entirely possible. I think Disney, on the other hand,
a tattoo of that Jurassic
you know what? No. Let's give it to Amazon. Let's just give it to Amazon.
A trans lead that's pregnant and identifies as a raptor.
And the T-Rex skeleton in the Jurassic Park thing has to have boobs.
Yes.
I hate you both. All right. So moving on.
This is my favorite show.
So
T-Rex.
Moving on. Actually, can you milk a T-Rex? Anyways, I know what the name of this episode is going to be now.
I was gonna say, I feel like we're getting an episode title out of this somehow.
I need to write that down. All right. Either way, so Lightyear, the Buzz Lightyear movie, trailer 2.
My kids are so excited about seeing this movie.
I'm excited to see this fucking movie. Especially, dude, the second trailer is really fucking hype. Like, it talks about the time skip. You get fucking Zurg. You see all the crazy shit. Also, I really love Chris Evans doing his best Tim Allen. Seriously, like, I didn't realize it was Chris Evans at first. I was like, it's just Tim Allen being chill.
Really, Chris Evans?
It's Chris Evans.
Captain America in space. Yeah.
It's Captain America.
I had no idea.
Yes.
Like really. I mean, believe me, I really want to like this movie. The trailer looks awesome.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. I just really want Tim Allen as Buzz.
But you just tied it to the MCU, so Mike now officially hates it.
Yeah.
So.
No. But here's the thing: if I had never told you it was Chris Evans,
I do hope that this is a really good movie.
But hold on, if I didn't tell you it was Chris Evans, you would have still thought it was just Tim Allen.
No, I know it's not Tim Allen.
I knew that wasn't Tim Allen the first time I heard his voice.
I didn't. It didn't register.
No, I knew it wasn't Tim Allen. It's like you gotta have Tim Allen is Buzz Lightyear. To me, at least.
Well, not anymore.
You know? No, I know.
Well, but here's the thing. Even
but that's the thing is, this is supposed to be the real life Buzz Lightyear, and Tim Allen is the cartoon voice.
This is true. Yes, well, no, that's not true. That's not true. Because there is no real life Buzz Lightyear. This is set this is a movie in the Toy Story world. So I watch the Super Carlin brothers. They're huge Disney Pixar nerds, and they come up with all these theories. Once again, we're talking about
so that's a theory. So that's not written.
No. What I'm saying is they maintain the not official, obviously, but they have their Pixar theory. If you've never heard of the Pixar theory, it's that every movie. Yes. Mm-hmm. However, they do the alternate Pixar theory that says everything is crammed into the same timeline. And they just put out a video saying how the Lightyear movie breaks the Pixar theory. And I went through the comments. I didn't watch the video because I don't have to watch the video to know what the conclusion was, because I already knew the fucking conclusion because it came out many fucking years ago. Not every movie in the Pixar timeline is real. Probably a third of them are fictions within the Pixar universe. Like all the Cars movies, those aren't real. All of those are works of fiction. The Incredibles are works of fiction.
That's their comic books.
WALL-E is technically the one that's furthest into the future. A lot of people like to say that it's the first one, and I'm okay with WALL-E being the first and the world is reset and we start over at Brave and work our way up, and I'm okay with that. Even Onward is not a work of fiction. It's taking place on a different planet within the thing. And
I've never seen Onward yet.
Oh, Onward's fantastic. That's a fantastic movie.
Onward, I thought I was gonna hate it, and it made my allergies.
Dude, I fucking cried. I cried at the end. Are you shitting?
Really?
Are you shitting me? I cried at that.
Great movie.
Really good movie.
Especially because of my thing with my kids and dealing with my ex and that whole fight of spending time with my kids. That shit hit a little too close for home for me.
It was a very human story told in a weird fantasy style. Either way,
Dungeons and Dragons type way.
But the only thing about the mainline idea of where everything is somehow canon and happens somewhere in the timeline is you start getting way out there. But the thing is, this Buzz Lightyear movie is the movie that started the whole thing in Toy Story to begin with. So the movie that Andy sees that gets him to want to buy the toy
is this movie.
So I've long said since they first talked about this movie coming out, this movie will end zooming out from the screen, and you see Andy and his family or friends after the thing, super hype and talking about getting the toy. And it's going to lead up to Toy Story 1. That will be how it is, and they will use the old Pixar animation.
But you can't say will unless you have a copy.
Fucking will.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
So it's a meta. This is a meta movie. So just like The Incredibles was a meta movie. So
you watched a video where somebody has a copy of the script?
Yes.
Okay,
and right on the cover, it says, "Fuck you, Ricky. This is how it's going to be."
Yeah, okay.
I don't know how or why they knew specifically that you were going to be the troublemaker, but
right after Sean paints my sound wave is when you'll get that movie.
No, because the movie comes out way before then. Either way, that's how it's going to go. So, also the toys announcement shown off from the movie. Fuck me, dude. Like that SH Figuarts version of Buzz looks absurd.
Yeah, that looks good,
dude. Yeah. Everything, even the spaceship, like the Bandai has the ship itself. I kind of want one. I was like,
is that a 3 3/4? I can't tell how big the Buzz is supposed to be with it.
No, it's well, it might be close. Yeah, because it's not a gigantic ship. So
it's not for the SH Figuart.
Oh hell no, no. Okay. It would be way too expensive for that. That's
that's what I was asking.
1/12. So no, it's got to be 3 3/4 or maybe even smaller. But I'm not entirely certain. The size is on BBTS, but either way, the stuff looks fantastic. Cool. Even the Zurg, like they actually show Zurg in the second trailer. Gigantic fucking purple robot fucking Zurg. And like I'm here for it. They're gonna talk about how they're gonna cram a lot of stuff in this movie, and I'm still okay.
That is definitely gonna be a movie theater movie for me.
Oh, I'm going.
Here's a good question. Okay,
sure.
If you remember Toy Story 2,
he's not his dad. That was bullshit. That was a lie to begin with. It's fucking Zurg.
Know what I was gonna say.
Have you not seen Buzz Lightyear? Have you not seen the fucking of Star Command?
Yes,
Zurg is just his enemy. No, it's not his fucking dad, obviously. That's fucking stupid. Also, that was in a game, not in this movie. So who knows? They probably fucking did it anyways. They literally show you meta shit about Buzz Lightyear in the Toy Story movies. And people
I'm just kidding with you.
I know you are, but I'm being the nerd about it. Anyways, also, Obi Wan trailer dropped on May the 4th. I don't know if I'm more or less excited about it. I kind of feel neutral now that I'm seeing more about it. I'm like,
I'm hesitantly
I'm scared.
Excited.
They have me so scared because of the failures of Boba Fett.
Fett. Ugh.
And this is something everyone's wanted to see. This trailer confirmed 100% we're getting Vader.
Well, it didn't.
They showed Vader being put together on the fucking screen. He's going to be in the series.
No, they didn't.
Somehow.
They showed an arm. They showed literally a forearm and a bicep.
They showed an arm being screwed in, and they showed his body panel being plugged into his body, and then you hear his breath. Exactly as you got in episode 3.
It could still just be literally a dream that Obi-Wan's having. It could be a flashback scene. It could be a whole bunch of other shit.
Well, Hayden Christensen said he's confirmed that he's in the series.
No. And I know he's been practicing the saber fighting and all that, but that still doesn't mean it doesn't end up a flashback episode.
It's not.
I do have something to show you guys then later on.
If it's a spoiler, I don't want to see it at all. I want to know nothing. I want to watch this when it comes out, and I want to judge it.
Fuck this guy for trying to ruin my dreams for Sean painting my sound wave. Put it in a group message.
I shall.
Blocked immediately.
Blocked immediately.
Either way,
immediately. I'm not looking at it for a week.
Either way, and they did push that back ever so slightly, but it's not that big a deal. Just watch Obi Wan.
When's it coming out? September?
It's a little bit of series footage that was given to me.
No, I don't want to see it. Don't want to see it at all.
I definitely want to see it.
Don't want to see it.
So it was pushed back to when?
It was pushed back, I think, 2 days. Like the release date was literally pushed out.
It
was to avoid something else.
Originally was scheduled to be with or comes immediately after Miss Marvel.
Oh, Miss Marvel's one moved it.
2
That's
days
what happened.
after.
Yeah.
It was like May 26th or something, right?
No, it's before Miss Marvel. That's right.
Yeah, isn't it coming up like the end of this month?
What is it?
Isn't it like the end of this month?
I already forget. I thought it was.
Yeah, it's around the 26th, I believe it is now.
Yeah. I think they just moved it literally one day. I think it was on Thursday initially, and it bumped it to Friday. I don't even think it's going to change the airing date. I think they just had to move it for something else. Like something else.
Which is stupid because the original release date was the 40th anniversary.
It should have been May the 4th, is what it should have been.
No. It was like literally literally the 45th or 35th, however many years it's been since New Hope. The original release date for Obi-Wan was
40 years was
45.
Yeah, it would have to be 45 because 40 years was episode 7.
So it was originally gonna release on the 45th anniversary of A New Hope.
Yes.
And now they bumped it back by 2 days. It's nothing.
Yeah, that doesn't even matter.
Thinking that there probably might be a reason for this, like a good reason for this, but I don't want to say anything yet.
Yeah, don't say anything else.
Yeah, they want Miss Marvel to be cooler.
Yeah, which it's not going to be.
But then again,
they don't want to steal the thunder out from Miss Marvel.
Yeah,
if they gave
that would be the thing I would think.
I think probably because Miss Marvel is going to be such a flop that they want to, that Obi-Wan wants to distance itself from that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. That 2 days doesn't distance itself from nothing. I mean,
no,
I think what they're doing, because literally coming out before Miss Marvel, everybody would have been all about Obi-Wan and fuck Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
Now that they're putting it out after, everybody wants something to watch. They'll watch Miss Marvel and then watch Obi-Wan.
Yeah. But either way, let's go ahead and end this episode after all that, because it's bedtime and I got a lot of work to do tomorrow and it's already really fucking late. I gotta get up early to go tear a car apart. So either way,
I'm not tearing a car apart. I'm just doing an oil change on the wife's car.
Yeah, I have to go completely redo the suspension on the wife's car, and
I gotta make some money.
Yep, I'm gonna go spend money. Either way, guys, back to normal mostly this week with Mike coming back and stuff like that, and we had to catch up on a lot of things, and yes, we had a very heavy conversation that will be a bonus episode that spun off from the limitations of the Doctor Strange movie. So
are you not entertained, viewers?
Doctor Strange turned into a strange conversation.
No, it turned into a pretty serious conversation. So if you want to hear that, it will be on Friday. So come check that out. It probably actually will get probably snubbed across half the world. Actually, I don't think we have anyone remotely on that side of the world listening to us anyways. But if you are listening to us, I did forget to fucking do this earlier. We're available on Podbean and a whole lot of extra things. Apple, Google, Samsung seems to be our biggest contributor. I didn't know Samsung had a podcast platform, but hey, if you're listening on Samsung, hi. Also subscribe to the YouTube channel, please. We're up to 18 subscribers. Yay. We got that extra boost from Ricky sharing it around. And of course, like the Facebook page, if you want to follow anything like that. I'm going to probably set up an Instagram page for it, because right now everything just is connected to the main SHOKY page as it is. And of course, if you want to send us any questions, comments, or things like that, you can do so at the NowYouMadeItAwkwardMail@gmail.com. It's also linked down below, along with all of our show notes and everything, and all of our stuff, like all of my SHOKY stuff. I don't remember. No, I haven't actually. I need to link the NRR Facebook page so people can go see your stuff, Ricky. And then the Comic Relief Crusader stuff is also linked down below. Go give a follow to all the things, please.
That's right.
All the things.
You'll be in a world of pure imagination.
Yes. Willy Wonka, please. And, by the way, one thing we didn't really get an update on this week, but compared to last week, Amber Heard took the stand this week in the Johnny Depp trial.
Yeah, and she was doing coke on the stand.
Yes, something. Yeah, that we can talk more about that next week, potentially. So, we did not get to the main conversation we wanted to have this week, but it is okay. We had much, I don't want to say better, but an interesting one that actually kind of falls into that line as well. So eventually we will get to the idea of Elon Musk buying Twitter and what that means for free speech and why people have been going insane about it.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
It's been that since fucking 2019. So either way, guys, thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time. Okay, bye.
Love you.
Bye.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats.